Westbrook Health Services has been supporting the surrounding community since 1949 and is known as an agency that is community-focused, people-driven. As one of West Virginia's 13 comprehensive behavioral health centers, Westbrook provides services to 8 counties throughout the Mountaineer State and became one of the first comprehensive community behavioral health clinics in West Virginia in 2020. This podcast wouldn't be possible without the generous help of the Sisters Health Foundation. This year marks 25 years since the foundation awarded its first grant, and we couldn't be more grateful for their support. Welcome to Studio 2121.
So welcome to podcast Studio 2121. I'm your host, Kevin Trippett, and with me today is Holly Ann Johansson, who is our program director for our medication-assisted treatment program. And as you can probably tell, looking at the background, we are on location. We are not in the studio today. We are in one of our mobile units. We have acquired our mobile unit to be able to go to some areas to help expand services to the individuals in need in locations where we don't traditionally have office space. And so Holly is going to take us through a tour of the mobile unit, and then we'll sit down and talk a little bit about the types of services that we provide out of this unit. So if you want to go ahead and start.
Sure. So this is our unit. Welcome. We have 2 computers in here. Ideally, back here is where our clients are receiving their services. So the clients will come in, they'll get checked in, they'll do a urine drug screen if they need to do one that day. Once the provider is ready for them, they're going to be set up in this room. The provider will log on whenever they're ready to see them. They'll do their telehealth service over here. Sometimes we offer therapy services too, so if the client's coming in, they're seeing the doctor and they're seeing the therapist on the same day, they can stay right in here and do their therapy right after their doctor's appointment. Once they're done with that, usually the peers are here with them, and the peers can meet with them outside. They can do some peer services with them. So we offer wraparound services on the unit as well. We have just some storage back here. We have some personal hygiene items up here that we offer the clients as well. Here. So we have some hygiene kits, just some other stuff, just some food in case somebody might need them, some granola bars, just little things like that. We can offer intake services on the unit. So if a client is needing intake services, we have all of our financial paperwork up here. We can do any documentation that might be needed. We can facilitate intakes over telehealth as well, and then get them set up for services once they're done with that intake.
So thank you for the tour of the vehicle. It looks like to me that you can do have 2 clients in here at once. We've got a sliding door there and a back exit. Have you often had more than 1 client on at a time?
We try not to, just to maintain the privacy of the clients. So we do have a sound machine that we can utilize in here if we do happen to have the use or the need for more than 1 at a time. We try to limit it to 1, though, just to make sure that the client's privacy is maintained. That way they know that no one's listening in to them in their appointments. So. Okay.
Where are some of the locations we currently are using the unit at?
So currently, on Monday mornings, the unit is going to Elizabeth. They set up outside of Copeland in Elizabeth, and they're there from 9 to 12. Okay. And then on Thursdays in the afternoon, we set up right outside of Sisters Hill General Hospital. There's a parking lot in the back right next to a park. They're usually there from about 12 to 4.
Okay. Great. And so it's had pretty good response in those communities?
Yeah, Tyler County has a great amount of people. Our peers up there have worked like crazy to get referrals. So we have, I want to say there's maybe about 13 clients that go up there right now. In Elizabeth, it's been a little slower. We're still pretty new to going to Elizabeth, so we're working on getting referrals down there still.
Okay. And so we mentioned before that we're mostly using this for medication-assisted treatment programs, or we often refer to it as MAT. Can you go into a little bit about what medication-assisted treatment is?
Sure. So medication-assisted treatment, we offer it for our clients. So here at Westbrook, we offer Suboxone, we offer Vivitrol, and we offer Sublocade. So the Suboxone is a daily prescription they take, the Vivitrol is a monthly injection, and the Sublocade is also a monthly injection. But we offer those services to all of our clients. Ideally, we'd like to be able to eventually give the Vivitrol shot on the mobile unit itself. That way the clients aren't having to go into a facility if they don't have the availability to do so, if they don't have the transportation. We haven't quite gotten there yet, but hopefully soon.
Okay.
So
what you mentioned 3 different types of medications. Can you talk a little bit about the difference between the 3 of them?
Sure. So with the Suboxone, it's a daily sublingual film you put under your tongue. It is a receptor and an antagonist, so it bonds to the receptors of the opiate, or in your brain for the opiates, and it has a blocker in it as well. With the Vivitrol shot, it's just a blocker, so it blocks those cravings you might be having. The Sublocade is an injection of the Suboxone, but it does the same things that the Suboxone does. It's just a monthly injection rather than taking a daily medication. Now, some people aren't very good about taking their medications, so if we have a client that struggles with that, with taking medication on a regular basis, that might be something that we say, hey, this might be a better option for you.
Okay, great. So there's controversy around medication-assisted treatment programs.
Sure.
A lot of people say you're better to be completely abstinent. Others say that having medications help manage. And of course, we offer both, and we don't tell the client which path they need to be on.
Right.
We try to help them determine the best path for them. So what are some of your experiences with clients being on medication-assisted treatment? How well is it working for them?
You really have to take each individual as they are. And you're going to have a handful of clients that come through here and they're going to try Suboxone, they're going to try Vivitrol, and they're going to say, it just doesn't work for me. And as a case manager, as a program director, you have to look at them and say, okay, that's fine. What's the next step? Then you have an enormous amount of people that come in here. They dedicate themselves to the program. They come to their counseling that's required of them. They take their medication like they're supposed to. And every single one of them is going to come up to you and say, this has really changed my life. And I've had, when I was a case manager, that was one of my favorite experiences, was when the clients would tell me, you guys have come in and you've just changed everything and you've helped me. And I always remind them, this doesn't work unless you put the work into it.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, there's a lot of work for those clients.
Sure.
I know that the reason they came up with medications to help with opioid use disorder is because withdrawal is very painful.
Sure.
Not everybody is willing to go through that to be abstinence-based. So this is a great tool for those that want to get healthy, want to get in recovery, can't manage the withdrawal pain that is associated. So it's awesome service that we're providing in the community, and it's great to have people like you involved and help these clients get on a great path to recovery. So really appreciate that. So is there anything else that we should know about if I was someone new coming in off the streets and wanted to get into our services here at Westbrook? What should I know?
We're here to help each person. We're here to meet you where you are. Some people are going to need a little bit more hands-on services. They're going to need a lot of time with their case manager. They're going to need referrals for therapy and intensive outpatient services. We're here to help facilitate those. Whatever your recovery looks like to you, we're here to help you manage that. We're here to help you take those next steps to being a better you. So we're welcome to anybody. We love to help everyone that we can.
Okay. And then the name is medication-assisted treatment. So medication is not the only form of treatment for this program.
Sure.
So what is my expectations as coming in new to the service? What other types of things should I expect to be going through?
So each one of our clients starts out in phase 1 of our program. Phase 1, you're coming into a weekly doctor's appointment, or if you're on Vivitrol, you come in and see your provider monthly. You do weekly doctor's appointments, and you're required to do 2 hours of counseling a month. That can either be done through individual therapy. You can do MAT groups, which we offer every day of the week. Or you can do supportive counseling with your case manager. Some clients build a really great rapport with their case manager, and that's who they want to talk to, and that's okay. So any of those ways is how they get their counseling in. We do, with our Suboxone clients, we do have prescription counts we do every 3 months. We do treatment plans with our clients. We can do referrals for any other services that might be needed. But that's what it looks like, coming in weekly, starting out, and doing those 2 hours of counseling a month.
Okay. Well, that gets us through talking about medication-assisted treatment. I wanted to ask you a couple other questions, if you don't mind.
Sure.
So, why do you choose to work at Westbrook Health Services?
This was my first big girl job out of college. I started in prevention,
Okay.
and I kind of got my feet wet helping, and I started doing Smart Recovery. And I really love facilitating those groups. I ran the groups at the BHU for a little while, Kid and Clark. And during COVID, there wasn't much going on in prevention, so I started helping out with the MAP program. I started running groups, and there was a case manager position open, and I took it. And I have absolutely loved my job every day for the last 2 years. I'm thankful for my clients. I'm thankful for my coworkers. Some of them are now under me, which is definitely different, but I'm just very grateful for the support that I've had from here and the people that I work with every day. I love my job.
That's awesome. Yeah. That's great to hear. And then on a personal level, the conversation about Holly Ann, just in case you're not aware, is how great of a bowler she is. So do you want to talk a little bit about your bowling experience in college?
Sure. I grew up in a bowling alley. That's how my mom taught me how to walk. She'd walk me up and down and swing my arm and everything. So my grandparents owned a bowling center, so it was kind of destined for me to do it forever. I was fortunate enough to go to Wichita State and compete with them for 4 years. I was a 2-time All-American there, and I also made Junior Team USA in 2016. So I've been lucky enough to travel all over the country and bowl with Wichita State and Team USA. And through those experiences, I couldn't be more grateful for that. So,
that's awesome.
Yeah.
So how many 300 games do you have?
2 that count. 2 sanctions. So
okay.
I got my first 800 this year, back in, I think, March or April when I was pregnant. So,
oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So, yeah.
So I used to bowl in the league.
Mm-hmm.
Not real great, but I did bowl a 299 one night during a league game, so that was pretty interesting. That last ball, I was so nervous.
Yeah.
I pulled it across my body and went across the head pin and left one. But
everyone always jokes that being pregnant was really what made me a better bowler, because last year was my best season. Mm-hmm. I averaged 230 for the season, and I bowled in a league. I was the only female in the league. I had the highest average. I shot 800, and my team actually won a national award for having high game for having 4 males and 1 female.
Oh,
so
wow.
It was pretty cool.
Yes. So when do you start a Westbrook team? Bring you in as a ringer.
That's fine.
Yeah.
I'm here.
Well, that concludes our podcast for the day. I appreciate you joining us, and if you are in need of mat services, please call our number. Our crisis line is 304-485-1725. We will connect you up with Holly Ann to help you get started in services. Thank you.